All right, sixth grade, good morning. This is Mrs. Bowman. I would like you in your book on page 193. We're going to take a look at just a couple word problems. We have done a lot of equation solving, but what we're working on next is writing the equation. So let's take a look at question 17. You have some trading cards. Okay, I guess we don't know how many, you just have some trading cards. You give 21 cards to a friend. So think about what that would mean. You're giving them away. So you should be thinking, okay, that's kind of like subtraction because you're losing those cards. You're giving them away. And then you have 9 left for yourself. How many cards were in your original deck? Okay, these some trading cards that we started with. We don't know how many that was. How many cards did we start with? They are telling us to write an equation and then also solve the equation, because they want us to find T, which is the number of cards in our original deck, T for trading cards. So when you look at this visual model over here, T is representing this full amount, the original deck that we had, all of the cards. These 21 are what we gave away to a friend. So remember, we kind of lost those. So I'm thinking subtraction. And then we still have 9 left over. So many of you are probably already thinking in your head what the answer is. The hard part to this is writing the actual equation. So we wanted to represent what this question is saying, which means I have some cards. I have T, I have some trading cards. I am giving away 21. So my trading cards are being subtracted by 21 because that's what I just gave away to my friends. And then it says you have 9 left. If you have 9, that is what this is going to be equal to. So T minus 21 equals 9. You should be writing this in your book at question 17 with me, page 193. All right, so at this point, we wrote the equation. Now our next step is to solve it. Well, this should be the easy part. The equation is using subtraction, which means you are going to use addition to solve it. Split it in half, so you're keeping it balanced on both sides. You're using the inverse operation to solve. Minus a 21 or negative 21 plus 21 puts you at 0. So this always cancels. So all I have left on my left side of the equation is my t, the variable. 9 plus 21 is 30. And again, algebra is the best kind of math because you can check and make sure your answer is right. So then you should be taking 30 and substituting it back in where the t is, taking away 21 and making sure that is worth 9. 30 minus 21 is 9, so 9 balances with 9, so that is your check step that you know you did it correctly. Okay, all of that should be written in your book. Okay, we're also going to look at question 18. Read it with me. Joy added 26 new contacts to her phone list. She now has a total of 100 contacts. Let C represent how many contacts Joy had on her phone list before she updated it. So C is representing the contacts that Joy had originally, how many she started with. Okay, then she added, so again, think of the operation there. You're adding on 26 new contacts, and now she has a total of 100. So our job again is to write an equation to represent what these words are saying, what the problem is telling us. So C, how many I started with. C are my contacts. So I have C contacts. I don't know how many that is, but I know that Joy added 26 new contacts to her phone, and now she has a total. Well, the total is going to be what this equals, 100 contacts. Okay, so that equation represents what the problem is saying. Now it's also asking us to solve for C. Okay, so to solve, split your equation in half, use the inverse operation. This is using, sorry, there's the bell. This is using addition, so you should be subtracting to figure this out. So minus 26 on both sides. Again, I'm using the 26 because that's the number with my variable. Positive 26, taking away all 26, cancels out, so that's worth 0. So on the left side of the equation, all I have is C. And then 100, take away 26, you could put in a calculator. okay, or borrow and solve it right here in your book, you would have 74. Last step in equation solving is to substitute and be sure your answer is right. So you would take this 74, substitute it back in here for C, and make sure is 74 plus 26 equal to 100. 74 plus 26 does give you 100. That's supposed to be equal and balanced to 100. So check, that is your step to make sure that 74 is your correct answer. So we solved for C. She originally had 74 contacts in her phone. All right, sixth grade, you should have 17 and 18 completed in your book at this point. Rewind the video if you need to, and then double check the agenda. You should be moving on to the next video.